The Taos community is very special. Besides the cultural and historical, we have all of our great outdoors.
We are dealing with all these heritage buildings, with historic buildings, and a community that really treasures historic buildings. That doesn't help us with what's inside the building and how we occupy those buildings. The town had hit the 2008-2009 recession and found themselves with a convention center that didn't work. But we came in one day and we saw the building in our minds for the first time as an empty shell. And it clicked. Had we not been familiar with the dirt system at that point in time and interested enough to move forward, this would have never happened.
We maintained that beautiful historic adobe facade, but the inside of the building was completely transformed.
This was really very revolutionary to just build a shell, furnish a fixed floor at a fixed height, provide a ceiling, and what I'll call really rough in the utilities by distributing power and data to various distribution points rather than having to feed them into a wall and get them wired. This was unheard of.
It's just so easy to have all the materials in place. Within a week, we can have a complete project. So that's phenomenal.
All the technology is there. You don't see it, actually. And when you walk into this building, everything is, it's behind the walls, it's under the floor, it's in the ceiling. And so it doesn't look like an afterthought.
And in the meantime, we had another building going on at our South Campus, which didn't involve as much dirt equipment as this did, but it was a real eye-opener to be able to, at the very last minute, change that design to a dirt system without a burp in the whole construction process. So the factory itself was a marvel to me. The first thing that struck me about it was the fact that it was going to be, not only was easier to design in that the software was already done, but it was going to be easier to check, easier to specify what we needed, and easier to go through a submittal.
Dirt takes a portion of the design within their software and helps the architect with the layout and see how things are going to be at the end.
So easier for us to catch a lot of things that we didn't see. We were probably making corrections up to the second week before we released the order, because it's an existing building and we didn't have all our as-built dimensions and we had a few things that just needed to change.
I think of it as Star Wars. From where we were, we have changed centuries. In a small area, a small region, a small town like Taos, with a small school with 16 students, that we have the state-of-the-art, high-tech building.
I also love that this actually feels like a hospital.
With this, we can adjust to whatever the needs of the school are going to be.
We're like the Beverly Hillbillies. We went from the shack up to the Taj Mahal.
To be able to offer high-quality programs in a beautiful building in a rural community like Taos, I think has been a big boom to the community as well.
I don't want to blow your horn too much, but I would do it again in a heartbeat, as many times as possible. This is a great way to build.